name is Linda Spellman. I was born in the Bronx. We call that the Boogie Down Bronx, South Bronx. That is where I was born and raised. I stand before you right now, and I thank God seriously for being here and for direction. When I put my hand in front of my face right now, all I see is pitch black. I thank God for the years of sight. I was born with 20/20 vision in 1963. So I thank God for being 61. All right, Boogie Down Bronx. And where I lived at, in the Bronx near Fort Apache, I lived on a block where there were all houses. I was born and raised in a house, but around the corner was where the drugs were. That's where the drugs were being sold. That's where the addicts, and as my mom used to say, God bless your spirit, uh-oh, there go those junkie people again. You better look out, girl. We had to go to the store around that corner. But let me tell you, I am so grateful anyhow, because I always had a dream of singing. I was this little singing, dancing little girl. I could never fight, so I do not tell anybody that fib. I was the one that, I was scared of my own shadow. And if I did fight and I beat you up, it's because it was out of fear. So that was me. But singing, dancing, speaking, and talking too much, as they used to say, was always Linda. Moving on, the hint of drugs was always in my neighborhood. So at the age of 9, moving forward, I recall my cousin and a friend, bless her soul, her spirit, because she's not here today, decided we went to a house down the block, and they had this thing called reefer. So they gonna go light up the reefer while her mom was at church. Because we were the church kids. The little nerdy church girl was myself. And I didn't like it, I didn't want it, but I took a drag, and I said, I'm never gonna do this again. But lo and behold, moving forward, at the age of 11, at my 6th grade graduation, I will never forget, my boyfriend said, here's a present for you. And it was a joint rolled up in cherry bamboo back then. And we smoked this, and I'm tripping up the steps, and my mother said, what the hell with you, girl? But I did not realize that that was going to move me forward. I always smoked. I smoked the weed. I was able to handle marijuana. I was able to do a lot of things. See, music for me was always that I loved when I'm on a stage and I perform. I didn't like getting high. It was the coming down off the performance that had me to want to stay up there. I didn't realize by dancing, singing, and carrying on and that nature was going to lead me where I was going. At the age of 15, when I went to Music and Art High School, the school that we know as FAME, I was never a person that cut class. I was always this little smart kid, and I said, you know, for my last year, I'm going to learn how to cut class. So I decided to cut class, and that messed me up, because by that time, I started spiraling down, and I was very disappointed with myself. I'll go back a little, because at the age of 15, I had my experience with the band for the very first time. Prior to that, I was always singing in church, singing gospel. We sing R&B, because in my household, we always had music going. When I did do this, I was very, very disappointed in myself. So I moved forward instead of staying back, and I was left back because I didn't realize you could pass all the classes you want in music and art. But if you flunk your major as far as not being there for many days, you're going to get left back. And that's what happened to me. So I went and I got my GED. Then I moved on to Fordham University for a short time. I went there, still moving forward, still dancing, still singing, still doing whatever it is that I decided I wanted to do. Still having hopes and having dreams. Had a very supportive and spiritual family. But then I moved on later on, and I hear about this crack pandemic or epidemic that came about. I said, no, I ain't gonna do that. I can smoke my weed, I can sniff my coke, I can do what I do, and I can still make it. And I decided to try this. My cousin's band used to come by, my mom would go to choir rehearsal, and he would cook this crack. I said, that's what it look like? Mind you, I still have my 20/20 vision. I was like, oh, sprinkle some on the joint. I think they call that a water, huh? Okay. And it wasn't it, I could handle it, but Lo and behold, another family member decided, she said, come here, Linda, let me show you something. She took the Pepsi bottle, she took this little piece of rock and put it on that bottle and she smoked it. When she lit it up, I said, what a wow. That little thing does all that? What a beautiful cloud. I should have never did it. I inhaled, I did it, and it was the most euphoric feeling I had ever had in my life. I put the marijuana down, the coke sniffing was down, everything went down, and I decided I'm going to do this. But I didn't realize it was going to take me to the lowest point in my life. And when it did, I was out there. I left home. They said, where's Linda? Go find her. I sold my body, as we know, for what I needed at that time. I looked like who did it, what did it to me. I remember that. And I said, you know what, God, help me, because I don't like the way I'm living. I want to move forward. I want to get off these streets. I want to get back home. It's like Dorothy. I want to go back home. Clicked my heels 3 times, but it didn't work. All right? The cops came one day, and that was the thing that saved my life. Those silver bracelets. They said, click, click, lock me up. I couldn't sell. I was the hostess of the mostest, but they decided to lock me up. And they said, look, you sold these drugs. And I said, no, I didn't. But you know what? That's all right. I ended up on Rikers Island. From Rikers Island, I became bailed out. And I went into a therapeutic community. And that's where I was diagnosed. Because at that time, AIDS pandemic was out. I didn't know anything about that. I just said, call the gay man's disease. Well, what do I got? Didn't know that they progressed, and we found out that it was different now. That you didn't have to. You didn't have to be gay. All you had to do was, if you were an intravenous needle shooter, that I wasn't. But I got it by sexual transmission. I was diagnosed in 1991 of October. Moving on, I decided I wanted to stay clean. So 5 years into me being clean, in 1993 is when the HIV progressed to AIDS. Didn't know anything about CMV retinitis cytomegalovirus, which can get behind the retinas of the eye and destroy. And that's what happened to me. I was in the hospital. There was a nurse who used to come around, and this man used to take my temperature, and I remember what he looks like. And he started fondling me and molesting me in the hospital. It was so hurtful. All I know is I would lay on the side of my bed, and all I could do was sing gospel songs to myself and said, Lord, forgive me. But if you keep me, I will serve you and do all that I can to say thank you. I moved on. I came out of that. I live today blind with CMV retinitis. My T cells are now 1,098. I'm undetectable. I'm grateful. I'm thankful to God. And I will tell anyone, if I can help them along the way, how good God is. And I'm so happy for the Women's Empowerment Group. I'm still singing. We're still doing. As a matter of fact, I have a gig on October 4th at the Shrine in Manhattan. And just let you know, sister girl, I'm telling you, you sang beautiful. You did good. Oh my, when I grow up, I'm going to be just like you, honey. I'm 33 years clean, and I'm ever so grateful. And on that note, there's a hero when you look inside your heart. You don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer when you reach into your soul. The sorrow that you know will melt away. Then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. You cast your fears aside. You know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside your head, be strong. You'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. revitalizing. You